Hey, good morning, YouTubers. It's August 5th, I think, Saturday, about 6:30 in the morning. We just pulled up anchor, and we're going to put down Lake Panache from the west, the center of the lake, I guess, to the east end to Grassy Bay, where we're hoping to watch some fireworks tonight. So I'll bring you along for a while and maybe speed up our journey since we're doing a full 5 miles an hour. Kind of an interesting, tight little area, nice scenery here to putt through. We decided to move super early since it's dead calm and it'll make it a really nice drive this morning. Anyway, we've been out on the lake for, I don't know, about 3 weeks now. We're probably gonna pull out on Tuesday morning and head back to civilization and do some work and stuff. I have been working on the computer all these 3 weeks, basically using my Starlink. We did have to pick up a generator, so we've had like partly cloudy skies most of the time we've been here, which would have been okay for solar, but running the Starlink off the inverter seems to be a huge draw. I thought the fridge would be the biggest draw in our system, but it turns on and off all the time depending on how cold it is, whereas the Starlink, back where we just were, we had to have on all day long because there was no cell service there. So if you're not aware, you can use the Starlink to get your phone calls. You just got to go onto your phone and turn on Wi-Fi calling. And I gotta say, that worked super good. I don't think we had any drop calls really. Now most of the time we were pulled up to shore and anchored off the stern while we had Starlink, so the boat wouldn't be rotating all the time and Starlink chasing, trying to keep up to it. But yeah, it worked super good, so glad I put the Starlink system on, but I did have to buy a little 2,000 watt generator to give us some top-ups on those days when there was just no solar to be had, hardly at all. But anyway, we'll sit back and enjoy the slow roll to the east end of Lake Panache now. Also, directly in front of us is that island far off in the distance. I'll see if I can zoom in for you. Right there, you can kind of make out our dock and stuff. That is my family's island and camp. I put some pictures up on the Shanty website there, the Shanty Boat website, showing the boat sitting out front of the dock. But yeah, so that's the family camp. We're just going to go up here a little ways and make a right and start. Actually, we're going to make a right now and start heading east. Sun's probably going to be blasting in our eyes in a second, which is good because I can use the solar power for sure. We're down, our main battery's down at about 40%. So we'll see today if we can stay out in the sun. We might be able to get that up to 75 or so. Right here, the lake's about 62 feet deep according to my depth finder. Haven't had breakfast or anything yet. We're just going along, having coffee. Patsy's getting the breakfast started. I'm gonna fry up some bacon and potatoes and eggs this morning.
Good morning.
Just gorgeous out here today. Here comes that sun blasting in our faces. So I'm going to stop the video here and we'll restart it when the sun gets up a little higher and we're out on the bigger part of the bay. Alright, well here we are back. We're just in the eastern part of Lake Panache now, the big open part. And we are heading to Sand Channel, which there's a little island there. We're heading straight forward. We're going to pass it on our starboard. Well, no, it'll pass on our port side, and then there's a little dip in the trees. That's Sand Channel that'll take us through a little shortcut around a few islands. We're going to go by Newton's Bay and pull into Grassy Bay, and that's where we're planning on probably spending the night. And then tonight they got fireworks going on. It's the August long weekend. There was a fire ban on for Victoria Day weekend, so there was no fireworks, so I think they saved them up for this weekend. So hopefully we'll see those from Grassy Bay. If it's going to be super calm like this with no winds tonight, then we might sneak out of Grassy Bay and try and get a little closer to the fireworks, but we'll be fairly close. I think we should have a good view from Grassy Bay. Anyway, I'll try and bring you back just as we're about to go through the Sand Channel. Okay, so forgot to turn the camera back on because we came through a little sand channel, but we're through it now. We're just coming around to Crane Point where the fireworks are supposed to be tonight, from my understanding. And off in the distance, right there, you can see that's Killarney Mountain. Way off, kind of a different shade of tree there. Anyway, so we're going to keep putting along here. We're just going to come around to the starboard around that point a little bit, shoot across the open part of the lake, and then we'll be where the campsite is for the night. And like I said, I'm not sure if we'll stay at the campsite for the fireworks. If it's going to be calm like this, we might just come back out into the open water so we can get a slightly better view. Anyway, okay, well, that's about it for now. Okay, and here we are, just rolling into the mouth of Grassy Bay. We're going to go around this point, up a little sort of channel, and then we'll probably drop the anchor and hang out for the afternoon, and then figure out this evening what we're going to do, if we're going to stay there for the fireworks or come back out for a couple hours, watch the fireworks, and then tuck back in. Anyway, I'll just leave the camera rolling as we pull in here. catch somebody doing a little fishing in here today. There's a little campsite off to the right on that point. You can just see it's for Killarney Provincial Park. So if you ever want to come here, you can rent that campsite from Killarney and paddle out or boat out, whatever you feel like, and do a little boat camping. We're just going to come up here a little ways and come around the corner a hair. Not too far because it gets shallow, but hopefully the bottom will be good for holding an anchor. Although as you can see, the winds in the water are pretty calm, but sometimes you do get a breeze coming up the channel we're coming through and will pull us off the anchor. So about it. So I'm just going to shut off the camera for a bit while we try and decide where we want to sit. We'll bring it back later. Okay, so here we are in Grassy Bay. We're hoping to stay here till tomorrow at least and watch the fireworks tonight. Over here to the right we have that campsite that is part of Killarney Provincial Park. Fairly shallow here. You can see all the lily pads. We're in about 5 feet of water. Now I'm going to walk you through the boat. I'm just standing on the front deck right now. Little reminder, we got 400 watts of built-in solar panels, and then I also have an extra one right there that's an extra 100 that just plugs in when I can. And so this is the front porch. Got some floodlights for nighttime. We got our pedal kayaks, one off to each side. And here's lovely Patsy in her kitchen. This is my helm if you haven't seen it before. Underneath here we've got 250 watts or 250 amp hours of lithium batteries. This is a chair I use for the helm. It's a little higher up to see well. This is my work area. It's a long weekend in August, so there'll be no work going on. And then we also bought this generator, 2000 watt generator. I have Starlink on board, and running the 1000 watt inverter with Starlink was taxing out the batteries a little much. So just to guarantee we had power, I picked that up the other day. We've used it a few times. Works really nicely. So here's our refrigerator. We got this on clearance. It's a Canon brand from Norwich, or Nortec RV in Norwich. It's got a funky wrap on it that didn't go well. Something happened to it, so Patsy's been slowly stripping the wrap off and getting it back to stainless steel. We're going to bring a heat gun up with us next time and see if that works better, because it's been a hard go with the harsh chemicals. Here we got our little galley, complete with a little flip down spice rack, thanks to my neighbor John, helped me with that one. The walls are all covered in cedar. My other neighbor Henry helped me with a lot of the cabinetry and whatnot, cutting up plywood to make doors. We custom engraved all the drawer knobs and door knobs with different symbols, just nautical theme sort of deal. These are all working really well. All the drawers are still in good shape. They're soft close hinges, so they work nicely, and they seem to be good enough to hold the drawers closed. Of course, here we don't get the big waves like you might get out on Lake St. Clair where we were before, so it hasn't been too bad. And there's our bed tucked in the corner. Permanent bed with storage underneath, no dinette on board. We just use a couple of lawn chairs and a table when we need to eat. There's the TV I put in, fishing rod holder above the bed. Patsy's got her rod out on the front deck right now. And then I'm going to try and take you upstairs. So here we are going out the back door. This has got a 90 horsepower Evinrude on it. There's a propane bottle for hot water and the stove. This box that I made has the fuel tank, oil tank, and a starting battery in it. Yeah, we got our tubes just hanging from the sides. So let's go upstairs, and I'll just pause the video for a sec. Okay, here we are upstairs. Fantastic view up high. We got the bimini cover up to give us some shade up here. Beautiful day, blue skies, a few clouds here and there. There's a 360 view. There's the Starlink satellite dish. I just have it sitting here basically. Haven't had any problems with that, and we can move it around when we need to. We've got a couple of old gravity chairs that we're gonna probably replace with something a little newer, in better shape. And then there we have the view of the solar panels. So this odd one out is a portable one. I take it home and we use it on our Bigfoot trailer as well when we're camping. I've also got a cell phone booster, which I'm not really sure if they work good or not. It seems to make a slight difference, but not a lot. To be honest, when we don't have cell coverage, the best replacement is we have our phones set on Wi-Fi calling, and we're using Starlink for Wi-Fi calling. I did that all last week for business, and I don't think I dropped a single call. Got maybe a little bit broken up when the boat was swinging on the anchor, but if you're pulled up to shore with the anchor out the back and the boat's not moving too much, seems to work really well. Anyway, there's another view of the Killarney campsite. Probably gonna go ashore there. Maybe I can take a video from there and show the boat out on anchor. We've been here a couple hours, and I don't think we're dragging anchor or anything. The bottom is fairly soft, but I think we're holding all right at the moment. So we'll see. If it gets windy, we might have to do something different. Anyway, okay, I'll do some more video a little later. Well, here we are. Pardon me, I think I just inhaled a mosquito. Sun just went down, and we're waiting to see if we'll be able to see the fireworks right over these trees. So hopefully, looks a little lighter in the camera than it does in real life. Hopefully it'll be dark enough soon and we can watch them. Okay, here we are. We pulled into the campsite. This is Killarney campsite 401 on Lake Panache. We actually decided it was such a nice little spot. We went online and reserved it for the night, so we're officially using the campsite. Whoops. I'll just show you what I just tripped on. We got our lines tied, we got our gangplank out so we can get in and out of the campsite easily. There's Patsy doing her fire poking thing. I'll just show you. Nice big fireplace. Great campsite.
Love it.
You got a nice big spot back there. If you had a tent to set up, you could set it up there. Kind of gray and overcast now, but still beautiful view. I think you saw this view from the houseboat. You got a little area where access is pretty easy, and there's a rock plateau in the water there you can walk out and swim on. Patsy just came in from having a little swim. We got our chairs set up around the fire, and here's off our rockers, tucked into the trees. We got a stern line out, 2 bow lines holding us where we want to be. Yeah, beautiful. We're going to spend the night here. Of course, we'll sleep on the houseboat, and then tomorrow maybe go for a swim, chill out, and head out later in the day to end our 3-week little camp adventure. Okay. All right. Well, Patsy wants her super fire on display. So there it is. We're going to cook some chicken over the fire. I think, what, chicken, potatoes, and peas over the campfire tonight. Anyway, okay. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, folks, just wondering, not sure if anybody's interested, but this is the trip we are just about to complete. We started here at the Panache Bay Marina. We traveled down the length of the big part of Lake Panache, through here around Chief Island. We spent a couple of days in what we call Lily Pad Bay, and then we came out. I spent a week or so at the Family Island right there, and then we went up here into this other long bay. We spent quite a few days either in this part of the bay or down here at the foot of the bay, what we call Ringer, or what I call Ringer Bay, right next to Ringer Lake. And then the other day we came back around these guys. Well, I think we cut through here and came back down around. We cut through the sand channel around Crane Point, and then we shot down here into Grassy Bay, where we've been in different points along here in Grassy Bay. And now, either tonight or tomorrow, depending on the winds being favorable, we're going to cut back across here and head back into Panache Bay Marina, where we'll hopefully pull out in the morning. Just thought you might like to see on the map where we're at. I got some weird shadows. It's kind of hard to show you, but that's the biggest part of Lake Panache. There's still more that can be explored down here that we will probably do on future trips. Okay, thanks.